Well, good morning, and thank you for joining me. This is Denise. I just totally blew your last name. It left me.
Brown.
Brown. It's because it's an easy name. I don't know why
Yes.
you just don't look like a Denise Brown to me, because that's such just a basic type of name, and you're
It
definitely
is.
not a basic type of person. So I
Well,
think that's
thank
what
you.
it is.
It's so good to see you this morning,
It's good to see
Karen.
you as well. And so, as we talked about before, just wanted to kind of check in with you, see how things are going your way. Now, you have an office in Cordova, right?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
And how long have you been in private practice?
The past few years, maybe about 3 years.
Okay. And where were you before you were in private practice?
So I've been in this field since about 2007, working at different treatment facilities, working in different roles. So
Okay.
this has been a long time coming, but I love it.
That's great. That's wonderful. And I know that you kind of share that space with several other clinicians. And so I'm sure that's nice to have people around you and you can kind of bounce things off of one another. So, and so you don't feel
Yes.
so alone. Because I know a lot of times people feel very alone in private practice. So that's very
Absolutely.
good.
It's lovely having such talented therapists as neighbors. You can't beat it.
Wonderful. Well, I love all of you guys. So
Oh,
that's fantastic.
thank you.
So I was going to ask you,
Mhm.
what are your specialty areas? Is there certain
Mhm.
populations that you tend to see more often? What types of focus do you have as far as your therapeutic focus?
I see many different conditions in my practice. Of course, a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression, relationship issues, life transitions, lately a whole lot of work stress. But I do have additional training in couples therapy, treatment of trauma, and the treatment of anxiety and OCD.
Okay. Are you seeing more anxiety and depression and other conditions as a result of the pandemic?
Absolutely. As you mentioned before, a lot of conditions that were kind of lying dormant have been exacerbated during this time with all of the uncertainty out there and not having kind of a timeline when things are going to get better. And a lot of people I've noticed have been kind of cut off from their usual coping. So they can't go get coffee with their friends, they can't go to the gym. So we've been having to do a lot of brainstorming to figure out, what are some new coping skills that we can use during this time.
Yeah, that's quite the challenge.
It is. And people with a trauma background, it's kind of increasing this feeling of being trapped and being isolated. So it's a lot of difficult feelings to work through.
Absolutely, I can just imagine.
Mhm.
Are you also doing telehealth as well as in person counseling?
I'm actually doing all telehealth right now.
Okay, okay.
I never dreamed that I would be a telehealth therapist, but telehealth it's been a surprising blessing. Being able to continue mental health therapy during a global pandemic is just amazing to me,
Wonderful.
and a couple surprising benefits.
Really?
Getting to see people in their houses where they're comfortable with their pets. Them not having to fight traffic to get to us. It's been a couple of pluses.
Yeah, I can see that. That's great. I
Yeah.
had really not considered those little nuances. That's very cool.
Yeah.
So what types of insurance do you accept?
I accept most major commercial plans. I accept Aetna, Blue Cross, Cigna, Humana, United Healthcare, and I also accept TRICARE and Blue Care.
Oh, wow, that's fantastic. That's good to
I,
know.
I've tried to be on as many panels as possible just to make it a little bit more accessible for clients.
Yeah, I think that's really important. Well,
Mhm.
very good. Well, so what's the best way for someone to reach out to you to see about scheduling an appointment?
The easiest and probably quickest way is just through email, denisebrowncounseling@gmail.com. But they can also find me on Psychology Today if they want to read a little bit more about me, or just through their insurance company's directory.
I gotcha. Very good. So
Mhm.
lots of ways to connect with you.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Well, is there anything else that you'd like to share before we sign off?
I would just encourage everybody, therapists and clients alike, just to make sure you're staying connected during this time. Whether it's to the family and friends or higher power or even a cause, just something a little bit bigger than themselves,
Yeah.
because it helps with the isolation and the things that are popping up for people.
It absolutely does.
But,
Thank
but
you
thank
so
you
much.
so much for doing this. I really appreciate that.
Well, it is my pleasure, and it's all about making sure people know what resources are out
Mhm.
there. So it was great talking with you,
Good to
Denise,
talk to
and I
you.
look forward to hopefully seeing you soon.
I hope so. I hope so.
Thanks again. Take
Thanks.
care.
Bye.